My mission for the Newark Charter School Fund is to make sure that all students have access to a high-quality education that prepares them for college and career success.
20 years ago, before the first charter schools had opened, the Newark educational landscape was a mix of quality. What we essentially had was, we were into 1 year into the state takeover of the Newark public schools.
It was not a climate where people felt as if they were a part of what was going on in Newark. And while everybody was fighting the takeover, no one was really thinking about charter schools. That was not in the forefront of all of the political and community actions in Newark.
Essentially, we had a kind of educational apartheid. There were schools in the Newark Public Schools District that were working, that were educating students effectively, but the majority of our students at schools were not performing very well.
I would say it was a situation that called for what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. There were thousands of beautiful, talented children that were wanting more, that wanted better for themselves.
Clearly, 20 years ago, things needed to be improved, and charter schools were on the horizon as one of the ways to address these academic achievement issues.
Our founding organization, the North Ward Center, has deep roots and ties to the community. When my father, Stephen Adebato, founded Robert Treat, the people in the community took a leap of faith with him.
It was the first time I ever heard the words charter school. And the first thing I remember about the experience was I got a home visit where the principal and one of the teachers came to my house and sat in my living room and met my mom, my sister, and met me. And I realized that that relationship between teacher and student was something that was definitely dominant.
I've seen some extremely outstanding strategies within the charter school. And I think the one that probably meant the most to me was the manner in which data is used to drive instruction.
So it was really exciting to grow North Star Academy from one school. We started with 72 kids and 7 faculty members when we first started. And now there are schools all over the city. We have a great team that made this replication possible.
There are a lot of things to be proud about Robert Treat. The Blue Ribbon, the designation of a reward school for 4 consecutive years. But personally, my greatest source of pride are the students. They work hard, they're happy, and they come to school every day with a purpose. I'm not an embellisher. That's what it is.
I remember emailing my principal and saying, hey, I know I literally haven't been in this building in like 8 or 9 years, but I really want to come teach here, and I want to be in this room and tell the kids my experience. And I literally sat in that same chair and help them go through the same experiences that I did.
So I think we still have a lot to do in the charter school movement and this movement for love and educational justice that we can continue to do and should continue to do for our families. We cannot be anything but relentless in our pursuit. So there are some ways that we can improve. First, we must remain focused on student achievement and opening the doors of college to all our kids.
It needs to be more, I'm going to use the term cross-fertilization, whereby charter schools and district schools share their beautiful and wonderful strategies that truly make a difference for our children.
Parents should be advocating to have not just engagement, I think to have parent inclusion on some of these boards so that their voices are heard on a governance level.
20 years from now, we will be able to say we are the highest performing, most innovative charter district public magnet sector serving the neediest students.
There's a heart in this city. There's a warmth in this city. And I think I want my kids to understand the beauty that they have, the beauty that they'll always have no matter where they go. And that's because they grew up in Newark.